Aloha and welcome to Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker. This is a weekly show that broadcasts every Thursday at 2 o'clock, from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock here on livestream.com. We're broadcasting from the studios of Think Tech Hawaii in Pioneer Plaza in downtown Honolulu, the business center of Hawaii. This show is about positive stories of business in Hawaii. We all have challenges. I guess everybody everywhere has challenges of one kind or another, but we do have successes, and we've gotten around those challenges. Today we have one of those success stories. We've got Ina Chang, who is the president of Aloha Data, and she's been in business here for a number of years now, and she's made it work very well for herself. So welcome.
Thank you, Reg. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in Hawaii, and where did you come from?
Okay, I was born and raised in Taiwan up until in my early 20s. I'm not going to tell you my age. and I got a scholarship to come to UH. I applied for 3 schools on the mainland. Well, 2 on the mainland and 1 in Hawaii. And Hawaii offered me the most scholarship, and here I came. And back in that time, internet wasn't that, it wasn't a big thing. So I didn't do much research, and I only knew Hawaii was a beautiful place, and here I came. And I was in college for 4 years, and I was on scholarship in all 4 years of my school life.
Was that at the Manoa campus?
Manoa campus.
Very good.
And my major, guess what, was PR, German, and art.
You had 3 majors?
Oh, I'm sorry. I have a 2 major and a minor in art.
Wow.
Yeah.
And German?
And German. That was my major back in Taiwan.
And may I ask, why German?
Because it was hard. I like challenges.
Well, you certainly got a challenge when you came to Hawaii. So you came here, you got your degrees.
Right.
And then what, you just jumped right into business, or did you do something else?
I always study very hard, being a student. And I've always been in student bodies when I was back in junior college in Taiwan. I met my husband in my early 20s when I was in Hawaii, and he was involved in a research, and that led us into doing Aloha Data for problem solving. So we didn't think it was going to be big. We thought that was just some fun project, and we were so poor at that time, being a student, and we somehow the God took us to where we are today, and there has been a lot of challenges and success. We're very fortunate to have the people, met the right people, met the very good clients for us, and that's led us to where we are today.
And so you came right out of I guess UH Manoa, and you transitioned right into the business after doing I guess working in a research area a little bit with your husband, and this just kind of came naturally. It was an easy transition, or was it something you had to think about?
As most of the college graduates, I was lost when I graduated from college, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't think that taking on a business would be something I wanted to do.
It's tough, and that was the challenge I was referring to earlier. Is
right.
that you picked a tough career to have your own business.
Right. Oh, that's going to go back to a story I could share with you. This is a family story, but I went into sales and marketing for Honolulu Magazine, the AIO group, doing cruise company. I was there for a number of years, and my husband at that time wanted me to come back and just focus on our business. And
so your husband was doing the business while you were at Honolulu Magazine?
Right, right.
I see.
But I was doing the operations on the back end. So we've been running it since 2001. And I took over the full-time position doing sales and marketing since 2007? 2006.
So it's been a while.
It's been.
But that's a model that I think a lot of businesses use, is that they just don't go in there right away and have it become self-sustaining immediately. A lot of people start the business on the side as they're working somewhere else.
I think that's, having a business in Hawaii is tough.
It is.
Geographically, we have our challenges, and that could be another subject of discussion of how I think about the Hawaii's business community and how we could have run better. Anyways, so my husband saw that my potential of doing the business after I was able to collect a balance, I think after 2 years. So he immediately saw the potential. of me running the business.
Well, with How Little Magazine, in the sales and marketing, the promotional area, I would imagine that you grew a pretty broad network of contacts.
Right. So the magazine that I was working for, it was in fact a Hawaii Business Magazine. Yeah. So I really thank the mentors and the people in Duane Carisu's company. I've learned a lot, and during that process, that helped me somehow in a way running my business.
Well, yeah, I would imagine that the transition was made a little bit smoother by having that background, that experience, those connections.
I think so.
Yeah, and so
very fortunate.
You transitioned right back into doing the Aloha Data full time then?
Right. And I didn't know anything about, let's just say, network marketing, or how the guanxi or the connections or the business relationship that was built. So it was pretty much trial and error. I learned from people, business leaders like you, and a lot of prominent business leaders and professionals.
Well, everybody needs to keep an open mind.
Right.
They don't always have all the answers, and some of it is trial and error.
Right. And I think that I was aware that I am an outsider, coming to Hawaii.
I think most of us are.
Yeah. And me being a Chinese or looking local, that gives me a lot of advantage. And being humble in the beginning, that helps me a lot getting into the doors I want to go in. And, people see that.
Sure. No, they welcome that.
Yes.
I think there are some people that come over from different places and think they do have all the answers, and that's not always going to work here.
Right. Right.
So, having a little bit of that humbleness and again, keeping that open mind and being able to listen to people who've been here and have made it work.
Right.
And find out, what is the easiest way to make it all happen.
Right, right.
Yeah. So now you and your husband's been doing this since, you said 2007?
2001. That's when we first started. That was a long time ago. And I took over the company full-time since, I think, 06 or 07, I wasn't sure. And we built from a very small company to where we are. We have 2 offices right now, one in downtown, another one in Waikimilo area. We outgrew our space in downtown. We have a humble beginning, and for any business owners, and I think that, being conservative conservative in financially, and
makes a
being
big difference.
Frugal.
Yeah.
This is what the Chinese business owner is very good at, being frugal. Helped us, to have a humble beginning.
Good. Is your husband still involved with the business?
Not so much right now.
Okay, so it's all on you.
Pretty much. I'm the boss at work and boss in the family.
Very good. Oh, ho, ho.
Chinese.
Okay, well.
Chinese.
Yeah, my wife's from Chinese too. I know how that works. So no, that's good. And you've spent a lot of time. It's building. It's growing, and I guess you've been having a good time with it. How many employees do you have now?
Right now, I've already lost count. My project manager will probably know better, but I know it's probably about 10.
10 people.
Yeah.
Good. Good. That's very nice. 2 offices. So do you see the 2 offices growing at the same pace, or do you think one's growing faster than the other?
As long as we can find a office that would accommodate all of our machines and staff, I would love to have one office to consolidate. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes things logistically a little bit easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, we oftentimes bring our machines to our clients' offices to provide the document scanning services. So, oftentimes we're running multiple projects at different locations, so we are used to it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, I know we're going to go into a little bit more detail on the internal workings of Aloha Data maybe in the next segment, but you had mentioned that there was a family story you were going to...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. My dad has been an entrepreneur all his life, and he was the second person in Taiwan that I can't say import, he bought the John Deere tractor to harvest corns.
In Taiwan?
In Taiwan. So, and he was the first in the east of Taiwan that had the machine to do the mass production harvest. So we made a lot of money at that time. I didn't know that Taiwan grew corn. That was back in like 20, 30 something years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so we were a agricultural based country. So I would say about 20 years ago, the government was more supportive of importing the corns or agricultural products to Taiwan. So they were not encouraging the farmers to farm anymore. So my dad lost a big chunk of business.
Wow.
And
so he was regulated right out of business then.
Pretty much. And we had 2 or 3 huge machines, John Deere tractor machines. I know my parents took out loans to purchase a machine, but at the same time, they made a lot of money, which I didn't know. I only learned the story after my mom, when me and my sisters were in our late 20s, to find out we were so well off that my dad was planning to retire in his 40s. You know, but
well,
you know
why? They didn't want to pay for your education at UH. That's why the tuition is so high over there.
Hey, when I went to college, that was $1,500 per semester for 12 credits.
Okay, now you're dating yourself, so be careful. Well, that's a good story. So he was a pioneer in automation, I guess, in Taiwan.
He was, he saw the future of, I guess, using machines to replace the labor to do work. And afterwards, my family lost money, and we pretty much left nothing. We were not bankrupt. We still have a house to live, but I was scared of running a business.
Well, see, but that's also a good lesson that you want to put something aside. You want to put something away in case something like that does happen. You have a fallback.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so everything sort of just came to the right place somehow, and I was running my business. I've been running it for 15 years, and somehow it worked. And I know that it comes into a lot of hard work, and and also having the people along the way to help us.
You need the mentors, you need the advisors,
yes.
People that you can turn to, and you have to expect the unexpected because you don't know where things are going to go, a little not according to plan.
Right.
And so being flexible, and that's probably one of the most important traits, I think, of any entrepreneur, is that they got to be flexible.
Yes. In fact, over the years, we have weeded out a lot of services that haven't been generating that much profits for us, and we're adaptable to the market and adding more services that my customers are requesting, and that's revolving around our current services. So I've seen a lot of benefits of just catering our services to the customers that actually need it.
And that's that letting the customer dictate what their needs are and then trying to meet those needs.
Right.
Other people try to do it opposite. They try to create the product and then sell the product to people they're not sure they need it or not.
Right.
But having the customer say, I need this, it's a much easier process.
Right.
But we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
We'll be back in about 1 minute, but we're going to talk a little bit more about data, Aloha Data, and how that company operates and what the services are that they offer. So thank you, stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Aloha, namaskar, and hello. My name is Anu Hittel, and I host a show, Climate Change Beyond Outrage. In it, we go beyond outrage to look at solutions to climate problems facing people, nations, and the world. Join me every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Hawaii Standard Time. See you then.
Aloha, my name is Justine Espiritu, and I am the co-host of Hawaii Farmers Series. This is my co-host, Matthew Johnson, and we are live with you every Thursday at 4 p.m. at thinktechhawaii.com. And our show focuses on Hawaii's local food community. We feature not only the farmers that are producing our food, but we also feature the supporters and other folks involved in the community that are trying to promote local agriculture.
Welcome back. This is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker, and we're talking today with Aloha Data, and we got Ina Chang here, and she's the president, and she's running the show over there. So Ina, tell us a little bit about Aloha Data. What do you guys do?
We scan documents, and we're trying to promote a greener environment. Therefore, I'm wearing green today. It's a very beautiful jade
It
green.
is St. Patrick's Day,
Yes.
so
What a
we've got our-
great day to talk about green and
Absolutely.
having me in the
Very
program.
good. Well, we planned that, you know.
I see that. Where's the fireworks?
Yeah, no, we, trying to save the trees and
Right.
scan and use the digital environment instead of the paper environment.
Right. So over the years, we grew from a document scanning company to document management company. People think that they can just purchase scanners and do it themselves.
Right, you just scan it in, it automatically knows where to go and what file and all that, right?
Right. However, no, that's the ideal situation. A lot of people don't think that after you scan it, you need to be able to find it in the future. So being able to find your files at whenever you need it is probably the most important thing in the whole scanning process.
And find it quickly, too. I know that some of the paper-based file systems, you could look for a long time until you find what you're looking for.
Right. So a few of our customers actually are very grateful for our services because let's just say that the IRS is auditing their records.
Oh, God forbid. If that should happen, let me know. I'm CPA. I'll be happy to help out.
So, I made my customer look really good in front of their board of directors or the managing partners because they're able to find it in an instantaneous way right at their fingertips before the IRS gets to their office. And that may just make their job much more efficient. And I actually made this analogy when I'm talking to my customer that imagine that you need to find your file, say, like 10 minutes a day. Reasonable, right? And with the minimum wage you pay your staff, and plus the benefits and insurance, is very easily to equate to about $4,300 something on just looking for files, paper files. So, when we're trying to reason customer about this analogy, they get it. They get it. It's a small investment.
It can be a significant savings, and I think in some ways the automation of the paper process has huge potential. And and I'll use a quick comparison, and I don't want to talk too much about my experience. I want to talk more about yours, but I had a company called Pendleton Tax Service, and we were doing 7,000 returns a year. And we were heavy into the paper product.
Right.
And I probably had a couple hundred people working for me at the time, and this was about 20 years ago. If I were to replicate that entire process today and have the same volume of work, I could probably do it with less than half of that people and half of that cost.
Right.
And be more efficient.
Yeah, make the technology to be your friend. And I want to do a shout out here. Attorneys, CPAs, and doctors, we love you. So have us help you with your digital filing. Make your business run much more efficiently.
Right, and you can save money. There's a little bit of an upfront cost involved, but you recoup that very quickly at the after you get it up and running.
Right. We usually do a cost-benefit analysis for our customers, and once they see the bottom line, it's a no-brainer.
It's an easy decision, right? No, that's I know that I don't want to go back to the days when I had 200 people working for me because that was a big headache. Actually, it was 200 headaches. But having the automation be your friend, the technology, being able to do the search and find the documents quick. I mean, I would much rather go into the document management system, type in a search, for a title or a date or something, and then all of a sudden those documents pop up.
Right. And a good story for our customers is that we help litigators to do their litigation support type of work. And
explain that a little bit. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so when a trial happens, usually the attorneys have to request the documents from their customers or from the opposing side.
They call that discovery.
They call it discovery. Reg, I'm so impressed.
Hey.
So usually when a discovery happens, depending on the case, sometimes document or electronic records are small, some are large. So usually when the files are in a large volume, they were collected in different volumes to us. Say, for example, this is the volumes they're looking at from year 2001 to 2005, and while they're preparing for the next discoverable from the discoverable period. And then we're also collecting the data from different custodians whose electronic device might have contained the files that
some of the information
discovered.
that they're looking for.
Right. So,
and you could also be using different types of systems, like for example, email systems.
right.
Because look at the volume of emails that would have to be.
So that's one of the things that we do for attorneys, where we collect the PST files from, these are the email
Outlook,
format, right, and from different custodians, and we do the deduping for customers, and at the end, after the scanned paper files along with the electronic files, we provide it for our customers for review, and after say a few months, could be years, depending on the size of the case, they finally determine, for example, maybe out of 1 million pages, maybe 5,000 pages are pertinent to the case, and these are the smoking guns they're looking for. So this throughout the entire process, our company Aloha Data acts as a back office support, where we keep all the electronic files after scanning, everything is electronic. Whenever they need the file request, we submit to them. And it's invaluable services for attorneys, because usually paralegals or associates, they are just bombarded with numerous cases, and it's
not just one case, they're working in multiple cases.
Right.
But let me just back up for a second. Some offices that are in this litigation are not going to be all digitized. There's going to be a lot of hard copy.
Right.
And what you do, part of what you do, is you take all these hard copy documents and then you scan them in, and then you use your systems to do the discovery after they're scanned into the system.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
That could save a tremendous amount of work on the part of the attorneys, could it not?
And oftentimes the files that we collect from are from various of industries. So if it's personal injury cases, from doctors or the independent medical examiners, it could be from buildings, especially with all the real estate development. So there are a lot of files from all sorts of different industries, and it's very interesting to work on cases. And so we.
I've been an expert witness before in court, so I've got a little bit. What's interesting, from my experience, is that sometimes they'll pay you a premium to be an expert witness and just go into the courtroom and sit there and listen to the testimony.
Yes.
And it could be lucrative.
I should do what you do.
Oh, it's if you can get to work.
Yes.
it's a good, just sit in a court, and what you're listening for is inconsistencies. You're looking for something that doesn't quite tie. The dots aren't connecting, and it helps the attorneys try to develop a strategy or maybe an approach to, either reaching a settlement or to. Get a conviction or not.
Yes. Nowadays, we are starting to collect, they call evidence, from social media. So Facebook posts, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
Yeah, there's people don't realize that information is out there for a long, long time.
Yes.
And I guess it could be all part of the discovery process.
Right.
So disgruntled employee gets onto Facebook or something, or Twitter, and starts saying some things, they should be well advised to be careful.
Yes, absolutely. So never use the office computer for your personal use.
And it's good advice.
Yes.
So now, what else does Aloha Data? So you work, with the litigators, or defense and offense, I would assume.
Yes.
And then you also work with medical offices. I heard you a shout out for the doctors out there too.
Yes.
So what do you do in the medical field?
With medical fields, there could be dentists or any kind of medical practitioners. We are scanning their patient charts. What we do differently is that we help our customers to upload the scanned patient charts into their EHR system, the electronic health record system. And I've been in business for 15 years, and my goals are to help our customers to run their business efficiently. So if they have a software existing in their operation and it's working out well for them, I don't want to advise another software, even though it makes more money. We make more money that way, but it's not ethical. It would just integrate the scanned images into their EHR system, and we do it after their work hours, so none of their operations are being interrupted. And that's one thing that we do for our customers. And we also work in different industries, such as the construction, the AOAOs, the unions and credit unions.
You might explain what an AOAO is.
Oh, there's a AOAO stands for Apartment Owner Associations. Oh, I forgot.
Organization.
Thank you. See?
Yeah, but it's the homeowners of, you know, and it could
Right.
be a condos, or it can be a neighborhood or
Right,
townhomes.
right,
or,
right. And I also work with consultants, such as, you know, Reg, who is very knowledgeable in their respective industry, and in such as, you know, taxes. And I've worked with one doctor, a dentist, who is very good at running a dental operations, and she got her MBA to assist her on the business running side. And now, in addition to running her own dental office, she now assists dentists such as the older dentists who want to exit the business or selling their business, and she assists them in that transition. And when we come in is when she sees the need that if scanning their digital file, the patient charts would increase in value.
Yeah.
So Dr. Tina Chang, you are a wonderful business consultant as well as a dentist. So, you know, it's a pleasure to work with you.
But, you know, and we talked a little bit earlier, but, you know, I had the opportunity at one point in my career to manage a group of medical clinics, primarily the family physician group. And we had about 30 or 40 physicians. We had about 6, 7 different locations. And our entire processing, the upfront processing, you know, the patient check-in all the way through the process to the checkout, we actually tried to use the dentist model as much as we could, because the dentists have the reputation for generally running one of the cleaner operations in the medical field. And so it's, to have a dentist that can also be a consultant to help other dentists is really interesting. And if she ever decided to branch out into the medical field, she could probably keep busy for the rest of her life.
Right. I think she's very smart doing what she's doing.
That's very good. Well,
Yes.
maybe someday we'll have her on the show and she can share
Yes.
all of her ideas with
Yes.
us.
And
but-
so I think that's the beauty of being a business owner, you know, and I am able to dictate what I want to do. And coming from a background of business owner, I know what the other business owners are thinking about. So if I'm able to help them generate more income and reducing their cost, you know, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. No, that's the type of advisors and mentors that businesses need to have, particularly when they're starting out. They
Right.
need to have that type of support, that go-to resource to help them, you know, figure some of these things out and just tweak it a little bit better.
Right, right.
But we're at another break. We're gonna take 60 seconds. We're here today with Ina Chang of Aloha Data, and we're learning all kinds of stuff about the scanning and the document management industry. We're gonna be back in about 30 seconds.
Hi everybody, Ted Ralston here, your host on Where the Road Leads on Think Tech Hawaii, where we talk about the intersection between technology and the quality of life here in Hawaii, where we're always exploring where technology can come into the game to help everybody enjoy a better and a higher quality of life. We bring guests on, such as my guest today, Brendan Brennan. Brendan, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
And
Hi, I'm Donna Blanchard. I'm the host of Center Stage here on Think Tech. This show is so very dear to my heart. We talk with artists of various different ilk here about the process that they go through for their art. So we talk about what they're doing, why they're doing it, how they do it. And it's a show that is inspiring. This is what I hear from people all the time. And a show that will teach you something, sometimes something about yourself. I hope you'll join us. The show is Center Stage. It's on Think Tech every Wednesday at 2 o'clock. We'll see you then.
Aloha and welcome back. This is Business in Hawaii with Reg Baker, and I'm here with Ina Chang from Aloha Data, and we're getting into a really interesting conversation with attorneys and doctors and We've just been going all over the map here today. So, Ina, so you've had a great business going on here. You've had a great network of different types of industries and clients, and I guess everything is going well. And is there anything that you have done that you might do a little bit differently? Something that maybe we can advise our viewers not to, or to avoid?
Over the years, I've learned to work smart and
Work smart.
but not work hard.
Ah.
As a Chinese, our parents always tell us to work hard. And I've worked hard, long hours, and I've developed, back pain and sitting at the computer for too long. So over the years, I've learned to work smart, giving the however many hours I have allocated for the day. I need to wake up my kids, get them to school, drop them off to school, focus on the business, work out. Don't forget about my personal health, right? Networking, picking up kids, and make business connections that will help my business grow. That's a lot of things that I have to fit in that 8-10 hours a day.
That is a lot.
I have. Yes.
Yeah, that's probably more than most people can get done in one day.
Right. So I learned to pick and choose or prioritize.
That was the word I was looking for, is the prioritizing of what needs to get done. And a lot of times people need help in trying to sort through some things, because there's some things that people really like to do,
Yes.
but it's not a priority.
Right.
And so they need to kind of set that aside, as disappointing as that may be. And they need to prioritize and do the most important things. It sounds like you're doing that.
Right. Being a parent is a humbling experience that makes you realize that you are not all that great, that you can finish everything that you want it done. So, given the current situation, being a very happy mom of 3 and running my business for 15 years, I'm very happy at where I am right now, and I get to choose where the destiny of my company is going, and where I want to go in the future. I think.
And where is that? Where do you want to go?
And I think over the years, as much as I am the face of Aloha Data, I've created a brand for myself.
Oh, the personal brand.
The personal brand.
Okay.
And I think that you are doing it very well yourself as well. You are not only a CPA, you care about the small business Hawaii, and you are involved in many reputable organizations. So people know you for your reputation, your knowledge, a broad knowledge, and people can go after you for your knowledge.
We're going to have you back on the show again, because this is nice. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Don't forget about my $500 after the show.
Yeah, right.
So I wasn't realizing I was doing it up until recently, that I know that I have built a group of followers for whatever I'm doing. They will be my champion. They will speak highly of me and recommend me for my services, my volunteer work to anybody.
But that doesn't come easy. You got to prove yourself in order to get that type of commitment from people.
Right. So that comes a lot of hard working.
Yeah.
I think all of the business owners are very hard workers, and they have passion about doing what they're doing. They believe in their product. In fact, I believe God created scanners on the 8th day.
just for you.
Right. To make this world a much efficient place.
So what I'm hearing is that your network and contacts go to very high places.
Right. And so with my other arm of business, which is real estate, my clients are very happy about this new adventure I'm going to, and they want me to represent them.
All right, now wait a minute, make sure I get this. Okay, so you got 3 children, you've got this business, 2 locations, 10 employees, you got a house to take care of, and now you're opening another business.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't stay still tonight.
So you're moving into the real estate world.
Right, because I've always wanted to do international business, and with Aloha Data, I want to keep it in a family-run or family-oriented business environment. And for various reasons, one of which is that I want to be able to control directions and the type of customers we're working with.
You want to be selective.
Right. I don't want to get diluted for, just for doing the scanning job without keeping that quality.
It's a very nice place to be. That's the sweet spot that everybody tries to achieve.
Right, right. And I'm very fortunate to have the staff that I have right now. And I've always expressed my gratitude to them that I can't be where, or Aloha Data can't be where it is right now without you guys' help. So, Aloha Data is going very well, and my next challenge would be, in real estate development, and
Oh, wait a minute. So now we're talking real estate sales and real estate development?
we'll see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, some ideas, some might work, some might not. I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm very optimistic.
Well, see, that's where we get back to that trial and error. Let's see
Yes.
how this works. But
Right.
just when you get into the development field, don't dig the hole too deep, because it's really hard to fill
Yes.
it up again sometimes.
Yes.
that's-
So, like maybe 10 years later, I'm watching a show again, and just, oh, I said that 10 years ago.
That's right. We'll put this into the archive. As a matter of fact, there might be somebody that can scan this into the archive somewhere and save
Save
it.
it electronically.
Yeah,
Yes.
good. And that's an interesting question. What kind of documents or what kind of media are you able to? Is there the capabilities of filing media? For whether it be a digital type of record, like voicemail, or a video like today, or something else. Do you have the capability of getting that into the system and be searchable?
We are, so far, we haven't delved into the
media
side.
Okay.
We're more on the paper-driven side, and the technology has been updating every so often. And there's one company that is called the M-Disc.
M-Disc.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Millennium Disc.
Oh, the millenniums again.
Right, M-Disc.
You're a millennium, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give away my age in a program. So it allows the digital data being burned into the disk to be fire, water, and some magical resistant.
Wow.
So the disk itself is not cheap. However, it
Lasts forever.
It lasts for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee, I can't say a number, but for what it's worth for its guarantee is much more stable than just DVD. Right.
Very good. Now there's a company called Vault.
Vault?
A data vault, or
Okay. In Hawaii?
Yeah, it's in Hawaii.
Okay.
It's a place where you go and you store your data.
Yes.
And it keeps it for you.
Yes.
It's got some backup type
Yes.
of utilization, but it's also a place that is highly protected.
Right.
And that's and we've got different types of backup services out there, Carbonite and some others.
Right.
Do you complement that, or how do you integrate with all of that?
Okay. So, because we're not a IT company, we work alongside and very well with IT company who provides the backup services. We will only do the backup services after we provided the scanning services for our customers.
Right,
So
well,
this is added value
You
to our
put the
customers.
whole thing in there, you get it fully populated,
Right.
then you do the backup.
Right. And so we don't actively go out yet, I don't never say never, to store data for our customers, because we would rather have professionals do that. And for us, for our own purposes, we have our own backup and a backup of the backup, so we can have that added value to our customers. And we will advise all businesses, whether they're our customers or not, to have the backup system. Yeah, whether you believe in cloud or not, if you don't, have a physical backup where you can leave it, say, in your bank, deposit box or something. Have it.
I would venture to say, and you mentioned a phrase in there that caught my attention, but whether you believe in the cloud or not.
Oh, that's another can of worm.
I was just going to say that there's very little these days that are out there that's not touching the cloud in one way or another.
Right. I guess the professionals in different industries will have their concerns. you know, CPAs, I know you're very paranoid about how your protective nature of your customers' files. So
Well, they're in the identities. The files contain a lot of very sensitive information, you know, like medical records. You know, these are financial records that, you know, identity theft and other things can occur. Do you know, just a point of trivia, do you know where the highest rate of identity theft comes from?
A country, state?
Yeah, the country, the U.S.
Like which state?
Medical records.
Oh, yeah. There was a breach just a few weeks ago, right?
The medical records is an area that's got to have very high levels of protection in it because a lot of identity theft comes from those medical records.
Right.
You know, but the IRS is constantly being attacked. You know,
I'm not surprised.
I'm guessing it's just a matter of time before somebody figures out that maybe CPA offices have some sensitive information.
Right, right. I would have attacked that first.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to put that into my network, so everybody's going to know that. All right. Well, very good. Do you? I know you've got so many different options, so many different things, and you're obviously flexible, and you can take advantage, and you're quick and nimble, and you can. Have you ever gotten into something that you needed to get out of quickly?
For our customers? I mean, for our audience?
For your business. I mean, I've done some things that, you know, for example, I tried to get into a training academy at one point because I was teaching, you know, 100, 150 tax preparers every year and I set up this academy and it was interesting, it was fun, I enjoyed teaching, but it was, you could have that contracted out a lot cheaper than doing it yourself.
Right.
So it was something that I played with, but I got out of it because it just didn't make any sense.
Right.
You know, it's just being able to recognize that and be quick at, you know, limiting your losses.
In fact, I am an entrepreneur, as I mentioned earlier. I actually have a lot of business ideas that have been in the working. Some of them didn't work, some worked, and Aloha Data is one of them that actually worked out pretty well.
Okay.
And so audience, you know, you don't be surprised if something that came out from my, you know, brainchild one day
becomes the next eBay.
Yes.
Very good. Well, and I like to share the story of Ray Kroc, who is in his 60s before he decided to start McDonald's, and he bought and it grew and it became what it is today. So it's never too late, and you have to try multiple things before it actually happens. Right. But I'm afraid we have run out of time.
Really?
We have, and it is such a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you.
We'll have to have you come back again, and you can bring one of your customers, and we can talk story a little bit more. But this is Reg Baker, Business in Hawaii. We air every Thursday at 2 o'clock from 2 to 3. You can see us live on livestream.com. You could check out the ThinkTech Hawaii website for the schedule of this show, as well as about 25 other shows that ThinkTech Hawaii does every week. So we thank you. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Aloha.